Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 154 of the Hughes Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jake Hughes, alongside the old man. Old man, how the hell are you doing today?
I am doing good. Very good. Almost perfect.
Are y'all caught up after our week off?
No idea. I still need a holiday.
Well, I wasn't asking about your that weekend.
Oh,
We haven't been on the air for 2 weeks.
yeah, I realized that because I was like, hold on, did we even talk last week about the coach or the reporter?
No.
And I was like, yeah, no. Okay. So, yeah, no, it's been 2 weeks. We went to the WPHL. Is that right?
PWHL?
PWHL. I knew I said it wrong. Women's Professional Hockey League. Professional Women's Hockey League. Yeah, it's weird the way they do that. But anyway, we went to the game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You, on the other hand, didn't think it was that great.
That's not true at all. What are you talking about?
Did you need me to go back into the text and you said it was sloppy, I believe the word you used?
No, I believe that was you. I believe that was you that said those words. I was the one who said it was different. And watching it when you don't have an allegiance to a team, you can pick out those types of things, as in the power plays run a lot differently.
Big time differently on the power plays, that's for sure.
But it was a lot of fun. I think it's a super exciting game. They did announce, it's not on our rundown because I totally forgot to add it in, but it was announced that there will be a plan to expand 4 teams this year, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, we looked it up, and normal, I think, average attendance across the league is at 10 to 12,000, somewhere in there. I mean, that I think the average is 9, or some of the teams were drawing 9.
Yeah.
Some 6. But I haven't seen a league, and I kind of went down this rabbit hole after that game. I haven't seen a league that is single entity owned be successful yet. And so Mr. and Mrs. Walter, can't think of his first name, owns this entire league.
Mark is his name.
Yes, Mark. And obviously the guy is a bit of a billionaire. He owns a football team.
So it's not just him that owns it. It's his company. He's the face and the CEO of the company. But yeah, he owns Chelsea FC overseas. He owns the Lakers. He owns the WNBA team in Los Angeles. He owns the Cadillac F1 team. He owns a handful of other, he owns another motorsport company that has, I think, 4 or 5 different motorsport entities inside of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm getting at there is this whole league is based on the one guy. I haven't seen that be successful yet. They play for the Walter Cup.
Why do you hate that name?
You named the cup after yourself.
Lord Stanley's Cup? Who the fuck named that cup? Was it Lord Stanley himself?
I don't think so.
I actually know so.
You don't know that. That's not a fact. Lord Stanley did not own the NHL.
No, because the original trophy, some history lessons for people out there who probably don't know this, the original trophy was given to the best amateur team until the formation of the NHL.
But the NHL has never been a single entity owner with the cup named after the owner.
That's fair.
It's weird. Just weird.
In the NFL, it's the commissioner's trophy. They call it whoever the commissioner is.
I'm surprised that trophy isn't. Never mind. It would be kind of funny though. Cancelled.
But I think they're doing it in a smart way.
They're definitely growing properly. They didn't just go boom, we're going to have 50 teams. So they started the first year with 6. They added 2 more this year, and now they'll add 2 more next year. I think it's 3 years they've been around now, isn't it?
This is their 3rd year.
This is their 3rd year. So the first 2 years was 6, then they added the 2 teams, and now they'll add 4 more. It'll be interesting to see where these teams are going. Nobody knows for sure yet.
No, I have a suspicion that it's going to be what were the teams? Edmonton.
You said Edmonton, Nashville.
Not Nashville. Edmonton, Halifax, Detroit, and somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, there was 2 Americans and 2 Canadians.
Yeah.
There's only 2 American teams right now?
So Edmonton, Denver, Halifax, and Detroit. There are 3, 4, and 4.
Is there? I didn't think there was 4
yeah, so there's
Americans.
Minnesota, Boston, New York. Minnesota, Boston, New York, and Seattle.
Right.
Vancouver, Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto.
Right. That makes sense. No, it'll be interesting to see how this league does if he changes the concept and does sell off the franchises as he gets bigger.
So I was reading into it a little bit today for my regular work. All accounts from what in people who are inside are saying that that is the plan is to build it up so that way it can run itself and then sell the individual teams to individual owners once there's value there.
Gotcha. Charlie wants me to play the guitar.
Well, it's in your background. You must know how to play it.
I do, kind of.
Years ago.
Sort of like you know sports, sort of.
Boom,
boom, boom.
Anything else you took away from the PWHL? Because I have one other comment I want to make.
The pitch of the noise was way higher than normal.
We had the exact same comment.
Ladies league, and I would say 90% of the crowd was ladies. Out of that 90%, I bet you 50% was under the age of 15. And they can scream. And they can scream at this really high pitch.
But it's good. To me, that's your target audience.
You know what? I loved watching the look in the young ladies' eyes as their players came out on the ice. They had signs up against the glass. That's not it, but that's just one my granddaughter made for me. But they all had posters up against the ice, against the glass on the ice. It was cool to see.
Yeah. 16,500 and so many.
16,150. It's actually 16,154 because they didn't scan my 4 tickets.
He just walked in.
I didn't really happen that way, but yeah, I did. I just happened to walk in and 3 people joined behind me.
And then did you see shortly after, I guess it was this past weekend, they set more records at a Madison Square Garden?
Yes.
The Sirens. I don't know who they were playing, but they were the first or the largest attendance and first professional women's team to play in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
So something to keep an eye on. I think it's going to expand and they're looking at this and they've talked about it publicly. The Walters is that this is a legacy project. This isn't the XFL or the UFL where people want to make money quickly to live. Yeah. These people have more money than they know can throw at the walls.
Oh, they're like, there's rich and there's what these guys are.
Yeah.
Like so it's insane how much money they have. So it'll be interesting sorry, I'm just trying to put our post out on Twitter, which I never did. It'll be interesting to see the next 5 years on this league, to see where it goes. and what they do with it.
Yeah. Anything else in the PWHL before we start talking about the NHL?
Nope.
Okay, let's say within the world of hockey, and let's talk, because in the last 2 weeks, it's been 2 weeks since we got together. The Canucks have gone 1 win, 6 losses, with that win coming against the best team in the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, baby. Officially eliminated now for a month. I was looking at that. There's only, I think, 7 teams literally eliminated with what is there, 5 or 6 games left in the league in the season
now. More than that.
Is there? I thought I saw 7. I was just taking a quick look at the standings.
I guess, yeah, Canucks only have 5 left. Damn, it's going on quick.
Yeah. So tight playoff races for most teams. You're looking in the West. I mean, very few teams I think there's only 3 teams clinched so far in the West.
Well, yeah, if you look at the overall standings, it's quite jarring. I'm actually going to pull them up here, because if you look at the overall league standings, there are teams that are eliminated below teams that are still in it. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna show you here. I don't think I've ever seen this. This is wild. But the Kraken in 28th place here aren't eliminated from the playoffs, but the Panthers and the Leafs are.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
the Devils up here in 22nd are eliminated, but these teams, the Blues, the Jets, the Sharks, are still fighting for it.
Exactly.
It's like the East is so much stronger than the West this year.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre. Probably the closest I've seen it in a long time as far as who's going to make it. Usually by now, you know, it's down to maybe 1 or 2 teams of who's going to actually make it into that wild card. Right now, especially in the West, even in the East, it's depends if a team gets hot. If take Winnipeg, give them the game in hand that they're out, and they're literally only 2 points out of a playoff spot. They get hot, they could actually finish in the top 3.
Yeah,
it's.
Like, I mean, that's a bit of a jump. I mean, you've got 5 games, 7 points. That's a big jump. Again, you don't have to win out, basically.
Yeah,
but it's possible. We've seen, like, Winnipeg should be a good team again,
right? People are getting healthy. Teams are getting healthy, so you never know. It's going to be a fun finish for teams that are in it. Unfortunately for us suckers, we get to talk about next year.
Before I guess in hand with that, we've talked off the air about this, but there's been a lot of more positivity around the team. It feels like in the way the team's playing on the ice.
You know what? I've personally been uber busy with everything that's going on in my life, with traveling and having the kids in, blah blah blah. But I have been able to watch a handful of the last games, of the last 10 games, I'll say. And even though we lost the majority of them, most of them have been fun to watch. Watching these kids turn it on is kind of fun.
And you're going to get mistakes. Like, there's going to be times where Willander is going to pinch and put himself in a bad position, but it makes it for interesting hockey. It makes it for fun hockey, if anything.
Yes. I mean, and that's all you can ask for at this point, is entertain me.
No, what you can ask for is a coach that, when you're down by 1 goal and Karlsson, you're a younger player who's been playing with Petey on the top line all game, you keep him on that top line. You don't put Evander Kane, who has been an anchor on every single line he's played on.
Tell us how you really feel.
Look, so we talked about it here. The Canucks have officially clinched last place.
Yes. Doesn't matter what they do.
Since we last played, last had a podcast, so it's official. We've clinched. We talked about this earlier in the year, and I think you had some struggles to state that this team was the worst Canucks team of all time because of the early expansion years.
Yes.
Looking 5 games left, can you say confidently that this is the worst Canucks team?
Oh my goodness.
It's the biggest disappointment of a team.
Yeah, but I don't know if
is this the worst team?
I mean, I've seen some teams in the 80s that were brutal. Like brutal.
But
I don't
like,
know.
and I don't have the stats in front of me, and I'm sure I could take all my attention and find them. Were they this bad? Like, this is like there's no chance for us to get 10 home wins this year. We have 22 wins total.
It's sad. It's for a team that and I know Rod Peterson is watching, God love him, but he picked the Canucks to finish dead last before the season started. And it's almost like he had some kind of psychic ability or something. And because nobody else had been saying that, or very few pundits were saying at the beginning of the season the Canucks were going to finish last. No, we didn't have any kind of rose-colored glasses on. We didn't think they were going to win the Stanley Cup this year, but we expected them to be competitive. And I think that's why it hurts, and we can say this is the worst team ever, is because it was so effing disappointing.
See, and I think, like, objectively, yes, I went into the season with very high optimism that mission keep Quinn Hughes was full aboard, and then the first month happened, and literally everything, not just the wheels, but the engine fell out of the car this time.
Oh yeah, right.
But I need to work to look this up. This might be the worst team this Canucks season has ever had.
Like I say, I've seen such brutal teams in the past that I'm not sure if this would rate as the worst, but
so
I will say it's definitely in the top 2 or 3.
If the Canucks win no more games this year, not including lockout shortened seasons.
Yeah.
There's only 2 seasons that have less wins.
So yeah, right?
And this is a 78 game season, an 80 game season. So there's 2 more games.
Yes.
And there's no more ties.
Exactly. So worst, you could probably put it up there. You could probably put that on their mantle for 2026. I don't even know, like, what do you expect next year? Like, are we going to finish dead last again next year? Are we going to have more? What did we have? 40 wins? No. How many wins did we have?
Right now we have 22 and there's 5 games. So the best we can do is 27 wins.
Are we going to beat 30 wins next year? Like,
I think it all depends on there. Too many questions to ask right now.
Yeah.
The big one is does Adam Foote still have a job?
Yeah, I can't see it.
I
mean, what's his contract? Is it 1 year? Did he sign a 5-year? What is his contract?
I think he signed a 2-year contract.
Yeah, so
it's either 1 or 2 more years after this.
I could see him walking away, or them asking him to walk away, and he'd gladly do it. Who would want to coach this team?
Well, unless you're going to say, look, we trust you. This is the process. We know it sucks. This isn't what you signed up for originally.
Yes.
Here's a longer term contract, and you're our guy. Look what Montreal did with Martin St. Louis.
Right? But is Foote the guy? Is Foote the guy to take this team? Is he making the decisions on who's playing and who's sitting?
I think you have to point at him.
I think so. I mean, if you're looking at a regular team, and let's face it, you can't put the Canucks as a regular effing team. But if you look at a regular team, the GM brings in the players, the coach coaches those players.
Yeah, sets the lineup. I mean,
right?
You've seen the movie.
Is that's what's happening on this team? Who knows? I mean, there's so many variables on this dang team that you just never know who's doing what. So the question was, will Foote be back next year? I can't fathom how you bring this coach back that you took a team that finished just points out of a playoff position and you're dead last and you haven't won 30 games.
Now
you created such a horrible locker room atmosphere that you lost Miller. You lost the best player in the league in Hughes. I mean, I could go on. Sherwood, blah, blah, blah.
But
is that the coach's fault? I don't know. But
is that this coach's fault? Because I don't think you can blame the Miller situation on Foote in any way, shape, or form.
He didn't fix it.
Well, Foote's only been head coach for 1 year.
But he didn't. Did he fix the situation?
I mean, there's no more fighting amongst the team.
Well, yeah, because he got rid of everybody. I mean, that's like saying, "Whoa,
what are you talking? No, what are you talking about?
A husband and a wife that are separated and divorced and don't talk anymore. They don't fight anymore." Well,
no. That's like that'd be like a kid moving out, right? And the other kids at home are saying, "Well, mom and dad aren't fighting anymore. Maybe it was the player who moved was the problem."
But it wasn't because
the team that moved, the person that moved out was the problem.
Well, yeah, but Miller moved out, and there was still an issue in that dressing room. We still didn't turn this team around.
But that was under Tocchet. That wasn't under Foote. Foote was there in the assistant coach role, and it was Quinn Hughes as captain.
But didn't Miller leave this year?
No,
it was last year. Oh, it was. Yes, it feels like it was all this year. It was such.
No, this has been a 2-year fucking disaster.
Yes, it has been. You are correct. I stand corrected. But then, if Miller was the issue, and then Foote came in, what happened
with Foote?
Well, what happened with this team? Like, why are we talking about a team that didn't win 30 games? How many games did they win last year?
I don't know. I closed that tab. Give me a second.
Obviously,
38.
38. So you literally have lost 16 more games this year so far.
Yeah, well, last year we went 22, 47, and 8. This year we're 22, 47, and 8. Last year we were 38, 30, and 14.
So we finished above 500.
Barely.
Above 500. This year, we suck.
So, is the reporting around the league is that Foote is still thought of as a very intelligent hockey mind?
Sure.
If you believe that Foote is your guy and you're sticking around, because I don't think Foote is the right fit for this team right now, personally.
Okay.
But if ownership and Rutherford think he is, and the rest of the league is like, oh, we'd consider interviewing him for a position. Cool, keep him. Can you not look at Patrick Allvin and say, okay, you're the problem?
Oh, you have to look at Patrick Allvin and Jim Rutherford and say, you're the issue. And then you can go even higher than that. And you
but we're not going to get into that yet.
But I mean, how Allvin, I'll use Allvin. If he returns next year, he has job security like no other person in this league. Look around the league, what's happening right now. Coaches are being fired, and their teams are literally in playoff positions.
Yeah.
Yet we have this
Well, so
GM that.
what would be the point in firing Adam Foote at this point?
Well, and I have said this many times, is you don't, because you let him run this um, team to death for the next 2 years, 3 years. Then you bring in a new coach as we're doing that back climbing up.
See, right? I don't think that's the right way to.
Well, you just said it.
Well, no, I meant at the end of this season. Like, there's no point. Even 10 games ago, however long ago it was that we clinched 32nd, there's no real point in firing Adam Foote. Unless you think there's no point to keep him past this season, unless you think he's the guy for the future.
Well, I think but wouldn't it be smart to keep him for the next 2 years just to get us through this rebuild quotation?
Not if he's going to be doing what he did this year and playing Kane over guys like Carlson and sitting Höglander and all of these decisions.
But I know you really want to bring in Manny.
So this is the thought: is if Foote is your guy for only 2 years, what's the point in keeping him around for 2 years? It's not going to be competitive.
But we're not going to be competitive.
Correct. So then why bring in a guy who's showing reluctance to play guys you want to develop? You're a developing team. You're like the whole rebuilding and being bad go hand in hand. Yes, you're going to be bad during this rebuild, but you need to have a coach that develops players. Manny has shown that in his very short head coaching career, but his long coaching career, that he's really good at player development.
My only worry with bringing Manny in now.
I don't know if that's me that got lost or you that got lost.
Oh, it was me. Am I back?
Okay, you're back. You said
the only thing I see if you bring in Manny now is he gets burnt out by the fans. So the fans will lose interest in Manny Malhotra because it's going to be 3 years before we're even sniffing again.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think at least 3 years, if not longer.
So do we bring him in? And the only way you bring him in, because he is going to be the coach of the future. Doesn't matter what team he goes to. He will be a head coach in the NHL, and he's going to be an elite coach in the NHL. Yeah. Do we burn him now? And then he goes on in 3 or 4 years to another team, and they get to benefit from that. Or do we wait?
If you wait, Toronto's looking for a head coach. There's a bunch of head coach. We just talked about it. People are finding coaches left, right, and center right now.
It's insane.
And a lot of them are like the Tortorella deal in Vegas, where Tortorella is signed until the end of the season. That's it. Like there's no long-term extension there. So
it's never been done before.
I think it's interesting. I think it's a concept that we talked about this weekend. I think it's a concept that could catch on a team that's starting to lull. If you feel the coach has lost room, even if you're in a playoff position, why not use that coach bump in a positive way rather than this team sucks, we need to make a head coaching decision. Do we wait until we're out of the playoffs? Or right? I think it's a bold decision, and I think it's going to be used more if it works. But getting back to Manny, if you leave him in as your head coach in the AHL, does he go to Toronto and get and become the coach? And then we're looking at it saying, shit, we should have fired Foote and brought up Manny in 5 years.
The only way I would say you bring Malhotra in is if you give him a long-term contract and say, you're our guy.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you 5 years. Turn this team around.
But it's also got to be, that's how it's got to be presented to the fans.
Yes.
And the media. Because if it's here's a 5-year contract for Manny Malhotra, and then 2 years in, there's, well, ownership's upset, and are they just using Malhotra to let this team learn, and then they're going to kick him, right? You're going to build up old bags, right? So I think if you are to do that with Malhotra, again, if you're Rutherford and Aquilini, and you're like, yeah, that's our guy. Okay, here's a 5-year contract. You're our guy for these 5 years.
Yes.
Because we know Aquilini doesn't like to pay people who's not working for him.
Well, yeah.
And he's doing that a lot right now. So if Rutherford goes to him and says, this is the plan, this is what we're going to do, you need to shut the fuck up to people about things. Maybe that might be a way to do things.
Well, and again, you have to give them the reins, right? You have 100%. To say, it's yours until we're done. Like, you know what I mean? Until this rebuild is finished, this is yours.
Yeah. Even after the rebuild is finished, in 5 years, I think it's very reasonable to think that this team in 2031 will be a competitive playoff team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a competitive cup contender. I'm saying a competitive playoff team.
Yeah, sure.
Did you hear the rumors today around the Vancouver Canucks?
No.
That what's his name? My brain went just completely blank.
I have no idea.
The Abbotsford GM, Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson
was blocked by the organization to interview for the GM position in Nashville. Normally, the only time a team would block that type of forward movement, not a lateral movement, a forward movement up the chain, is because they have plans to or have already extended a title change to that person.
Or you're using other teams who are not toxic and dysfunctional.
But it has been done with the Vancouver Canucks before.
Yes, but I don't put anything past the Aquilinis. Could it be that they're planning to bring Johnson in and to
get rid of
Allvin? Sure, but
see, if that's the case,
if Allvin goes, and Rutherford's got to go as well.
No, so I disagree with that. Just because, let me finish.
I didn't say a word.
Your facial reaction. Ryan Johnson has never been an NHL GM. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some moments where you need experienced people to lean on.
You want Rutherford there.
No. But you need someone to insulate your GM from the ownership. And I think from all accounts, that's what Rutherford has done with Allvin. The problem is that Rutherford was GM for so long and Allvin was his assistant GM for so long that Rutherford has his hand in all the big moves.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a breath of fresh air, and I think it would be a good marketing ploy. Unless you're getting rid of Jim Rutherford and bringing in another VP of hockey operations or president of hockey operations, then I think I still think no matter who's in GM, you need that buffer zone between ownership and GM, because we've seen what happens if you don't.
Yeah, if not, then you may as well hand the coaching reins to the owners and say, coach the team.
Yeah. Which I'm surprised they haven't yet. Like, I'm surprised there hasn't been.
Thus, I say, if Foote has complete autonomy to play who he wants and where he wants, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's told, we need Kane to be on the top line. Play him on the top line.
I really hope not. I know it's a fever dream to think of because of the egos on the Aquilinis, but yeah.
We'll never know.
Speaking of the ego of the Aquilinis, the owners of the Vancouver Canucks,
Can it get any worse?
A reporter by the name of Trevor Beggs, beat reporter for Daily Hive,
yeah.
Just recently actually getting his Canucks credentials, but has been covering the team since 2019, maybe 2020. Was kicked out of Rogers Arena in what I've deemed a spectacle, because earlier in the day he had posted a report about the Aquilini's involvement in a labor case against Harvest Plus. Harvest Plus is a company that supplied labor for Aquilini vineyards in Washington state.
He posted an article that he wrote about the Aquilinis, and it had nothing to do with hockey.
So
it didn't. He wasn't saying they were horrible owners of the hockey team.
Yes.
He basically said it was a fact-based article. I read the article. It was literally, there was no speculation. It wasn't his opinion. It was a fact-based article about a labor case involving the Aquilinis. That's all he did. Not only did they pull his press pass, they literally had security escort this gentleman from the building.
Yes. Again, that's why I called it a spectacle, because it was during a game. It wasn't before the game. It wasn't after the game where he was nudged, hey, can you come with us? Like, well, this was your last game. It was in the middle of the game.
Yes. If I'm a reporter in Vancouver, I band together with all the other reporters in Vancouver and I boycott this team until something's done.
So,
or the league needs to step in and with a more sensible hand. Having the owners controlling the media, and I mean, Rod Peterson and I talk about this on a regular basis, is not a good thing, because you don't get reporting at this point. You get talking points.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely ridiculous. I do want to, for probably legal purposes, state that the Canucks Sports and Entertainment Director of Communications got back to the Globe and Mail in a email and said the reason for the removal of the article and removal of Trevor was because the article contained statements that are inaccurate, misleading, and caused reputational and commercial harm. The strategic use of language and framing of the article are sensational and take flippant liberties, particularly with the inclusion of the Vancouver Canucks in the headline and in the photograph. It is unquestionably defamatory to accuse an individual by implication or insinuation of committing a criminal act. So, I read the article too. I'm annoyed because I even went to the Internet Archives, the Wayback Machine, to try to find a version of it. It has been completely scrubbed from the internet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I believe the biggest issue.
Another article I know.
I believe the biggest issue.
Hold on, let me think about this other article that I know was somewhat fact-based and a little bit of journalistic opinion put into it, but it was basically fact-based.
Can I just finish my thought here?
Yeah.
I think the issue the Vancouver Canucks organization had with it, not just the Aquilinis, was that it was Vancouver Canucks owner Francesco Aquilini named in I can't remember the name of the article, but it was like had to do with the lawsuit. However,
was it fact-based? Was that statement fact-based? Was that headline fake news? Let's put it that way.
It was misleading.
No, what's misleading? Is Aquilini the owner of the Vancouver Canucks?
Yes.
Was he named in a lawsuit with this Harvest Plus?
No.
He was named in it. He is literally named in it.
Francesco Aquilini is not named in it. That was it's the Aquilini Vineyards. But they're not named it.
Who owns the Aquilini Vineyards?
The Aquilini family.
Who owns the company? Who's the head of that company?
Technically,
stop beating around the bush. We all know that this man is not a good man. You've said 100%. It many times on this show. Now you're just trying to argue for the sake of arguing.
No,
but we all know that this man isn't a good man and he's a piece of shit.
So the problem is
we're never getting press passes, by the way.
The only issue I could see in the entire article was that it was insinuated that the Aquilini Vineyards was named in the lawsuit as a defendant. It wasn't.
He didn't say that.
But that is the only thing that, again, that is the only thing that I could see them having issue with. Is that, and I want to read this properly because I think it's a if this is your director of communications, you should be fucking fired. It is unquestionably defamatory. No, it is not. No. It is not unquestionably defamatory. I can attack it in 13 different ways. I can understand you being upset about it and Francesco being upset about it. I could understand them going to the Daily Hive and saying, "Hey, here's the official letter we want you to publish at the bottom of the letter." Fine. Because this is our official response.
But do not pull this guy's press pass because of that.
No, that's why I was trying to get through my point to get to that point, is that I can understand how you can say, well, it hurt my feelings because technically we didn't have anything to do with this. We thought they were above board when we were working with them. That's cool. We know you're a piece of shit in your other business dealings, but maybe the Vineyard's fucking different.
Yeah, of course that is.
Maybe. Hey, look, I've been sent, supposedly, apparently I've never received anything about it, a cease and desist letter by a piece of shit owner here in the Calgary region. Figure it out who you think I'm talking about. But Norman apparently sent me a letter because I reported things that were factually true.
And never once did you see that letter. I still question whether that letter exists.
Never once. And then the thing I respect about the Daily Hive in this, the thing I think is fantastic, is they didn't publish a fucking apology. There's no remark on it. They just took the fucking thing down.
And they didn't publish an apology making it look like Trevor Biggs apologized.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Shocking.
Pretty simple. And they never came out and said a word. They let the article stand. They took it down, I believe.
Yeah, it's been taken down. Patrick Johnson, who is the editor for the hockey section of the Daily Hive, went on Sekeres and Price on Thursday, this last Thursday, and kind of discussed it and said, yeah, we kind of had no choice in taking it down. Didn't talk about it at length, talked about it for 10 to 15 minutes. Says he stands by the reporting, stands by what decisions they made. Obviously, they had lawyers in the room when they made that post. They're a big company. They've got lawyers to review every article if it's even remotely sketchy.
Yes.
Or I don't even want to say sketchy, but could remotely lead to defamation lawsuits. But the problem is, we're in this era now of ownership, and it's not just Vancouver, it's Calgary. It's every owner across the way that now control the media. Well, they can.
That's been happening I'm not going to name CFL teams, but there's CFL teams that control their media.
But that's a problem. Is it's been we're finally in a point where we have this platform, and Trevor has his platform where he went on his podcast and said, yeah, I got kicked out in the middle of the game, and I want to point this out. I'm probably the only reporter to ever have his press credentials removed mid-game. You know, that's a cool. If we ever have Trevor on the show, which I would love to, that's how I'm introducing him. The only journalist that I know that has been kicked out and had his press credentials removed mid-game, Trevor Beggs.
Well, and I mean, is there other reporters out there that don't get press passes because they're not favorable to the teams? Yeah, we have a good friend of ours that come on this show on a regular basis, and they will never ever get a Canucks press pass because the owner and management don't like the way they talk negatively about the team.
Now, if they were bashing the team for no reason to get clicks and views, that's great. That's 100%. Fine. You know what? I get that. That's fair. If you're going to go down the everything sucks, I'm just going to be a miserable prick on radio, television, news, wherever you're podcasting, great.
Yeah.
But when you're just reporting on things that are happening and you're saying, look, this sucks. We've won 22 games and we will not see 10 wins at home this year.
And I mean, if you're in Colorado and you're bashing the team because they suck and blah blah, well, you don't deserve to have a press pass at that point because they're a great team right now. But we're talking about two guys who have covered this team for decades. They were on the radio.
Yep.
They have seen this team go through the good times, 2011s. And now the bad times, 2026. They haven't changed.
Well, they've changed. They've changed a little bit because they're no longer on the radio.
Well, they haven't changed their perspective of the Canucks. When they were on the radio, the team happened to be doing really well. So they were positive. And they were saying the team, but when shit happened, they still called it out.
Exactly.
Right?
There's a difference between being a negative energy around a topic, and there's a difference between telling people how you feel about it. This team has made me not want to watch hockey.
For the first time in your life.
Literally first time in my life where I'm like, I threw on the game yesterday and went to go pick up dinner, and my girlfriend was like, "Oh, well, I can go pick it up because you're watching hockey." I'm like, "It's fine."
I mean, in years past, you have watched way more hockey than I have. You're all like, you would stay home and cancel plans to watch hockey.
Yep.
In the last few years, I purposely watched a lot of games.
Yep.
This year, I just can't. If I'm busy, I don't even. A lot of times, I will just be something else to do. Okay.
Well, and I'll say this: I'll always watch the highlights. I'll always see what's going on, but I'll listen to my podcasts and constantly do this podcast. But when the team is this bad and there's so much other news around the team that we can talk around, look, we've talked for 48 minutes. The first 10 were about the PWHL and how we had a great time and experience there. Right. 38 minutes. And we talked about the record, but have we talked about any single games?
No.
Have we talked about any single moments?
We don't want to. There isn't any.
We literally have to find things to talk about this team, and they make it easy with things like this and things like not letting Ryan Johnson interview and what can we do with the coaching. But we still have to find things to fill an hour of time.
Now, can you imagine we have a daily talk show for 2 to 3 hours? I think theirs is 2 hours, or is it 3? 2 hours. And they have to find content to talk about. They have to cover the Canucks. I mean, yes, they talk about other sports as well, but their main focus is Vancouver Canucks. It's not positive right now.
It's the big. I mean, it's obviously, and I think forever will be, not forever, but for the foreseeable future will be the biggest thing in Vancouver. Vancouver Canucks in the sports world.
There's I mean, unless you get an NFL team, there's nothing that's going to touch the Canucks.
In 70 days, there will be something a lot more popular to talk about.
Oh yeah, but that's a condensed short period of time.
Yep, but right? they also talk about because of Blake. We'll just say it. Blake. We're talking about Blake Price and
everybody knows it's Harrison Price. Yes.
Blake Price does play-by-play for MLS.
Yeah.
Cover the Whitecaps a lot closer, right? They expand when they need to and contract when they need to when they're covering certain things.
Exactly.
But no, I'd lose my mind just looking at X or Reddit for Canucks stuff on a daily basis, let alone having to talk about it for 2 hours or an hour and 10 minutes.
I can't handle the negativity. So, I mean, as I say that, we talk for 40 minutes and we're being negative for 40 minutes. But to try to cover this team on a daily basis, I'd quit.
Literally, I'd be like, all right, like at this point, let's focus on
something.
World Cup. Let's focus on the CFL, like anything other than what's happening with the Canucks, because until we know what's going to happen with the draft lottery, the management positions, the coaching positions. It's all nice fluffing on a shit sandwich of a season.
When it's May the 5th is the we keep talking about that.
Well, we talked about it not on
No, I know, but we were like, when is it? And then we figured out when it was. I want to say
it was announced a day after we went live last week.
Yeah, no, but we talked about it this weekend.
Yeah, May 5th.
I think we need to go live on that Tuesday.
That might be a problem.
Oh, because might be somewhere else. Yes.
But I don't know.
Okay.
Should be doable, but I can't guarantee anything until closer to.
Okay. If worse comes to worse, I will go live and I will have a guest host to go live with. Maybe a super fan.
Or
you know who maybe, I'm talking about.
Or maybe like a friend of the show's that might also have some lottery balls in the draft lottery.
Who has balls in the lottery? Whose balls are you talking about?
I ain't talking about nobody's balls. I'm talking about numbers.
Oh.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it off the show.
Oh, I guess Florida might have some.
Yeah, Florida might have some.
Okay.
I
said a good idea.
But 70 days away to the World Cup. And Canada knows who they're playing on their home opener. Because last time we talked, it was a couple days before the Euro finals.
Yes.
Playoff finals. And Italy was facing Bosnia and
Herzegovina.
Yeah, easy for you to say. You even stumbled over that. I kept my eye on this game while I was at work. It got really busy at work, and last I saw it was 1-0. So at the end of the day, when I get home, to my surprise, Bosnia had beat Italy in penalties to move on, and that will be the final member in the pool, with Canada joining Switzerland and Qatar.
Yeah.
What this means is Canada is the highest ranked FIFA club in this pool.
Interesting.
Technically speaking, would be an upset if Canada doesn't make it out of the round of, what is it, 48 this year?
Yeah, because it's 32. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really good news for Canada. I'm excited for it.
And it all starts June the 12th.
June 11th is the official kickoff of FIFA.
For Canada, it's June 12th.
June 12th. And then earlier today, did you see the announcement from FIFA?
Nope.
They have unveiled festivities across Canada as the country prepares to host the World Cup. It is going on a cross-Canada tour, stopping in all the major cities to put on an event in those cities to get people hyped up for the World Cup.
wonder if they'll come to Maple Creek.
My guess is probably not.
Oh.
How far away are you from Saskatchewan?
Saskatoon?
Yeah.
3 hours.
It's probably the closest.
Or would it be Regina?
I don't know. Everywhere is saying they've announced all this information. Try to find out the exact cities and dates. It's like everyone within what they say, most people within 2 to 2.5 hours of all major population densities will be able to experience this if they so choose.
Oh, okay. And this is leading up to June 11th, June 12th.
Yeah. So it starts June 1st and ends June 19th.
Oh, so
it goes through the first
some teams that aren't playing until the 19th.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's so spaced out.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. So we play on the 12th, and then we don't play again until I think the 17th.
Yeah, because we play. Team Canada plays in. Team Canada plays in Toronto first, and then flies out to Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
So.
Cool.
Anything else in the world of footy?
It'll be fun to watch. I mean, obviously, we're not big soccer fans, but it'll be fun to watch. It'll be fun to watch Jake become the football soccer expert.
Well, I know more than you.
Well, that bar set so damn low.
Yeah, I at least know what park the bus means.
That means you pull up and you park in front of the door.
Nope, that is not what that means in soccer.
Jesus, nope. How hard is that? I was going to say something else, but we're on Facebook and they get kind of mad when you cross the line. I broke Jake.
You did some research today. We're already pushing up on an hour. You did some research today on the CFL. Do we want to get into that now?
Let's just get into the coaching. We won't deep dive to where I wanted to go because that will take too long. Basically, what I was doing was comparing the coaching staff of a CFL team to an NFL team. And it was quite funny, to be blunt. But the BC Lions have announced their 2026 coaching staff. They announced that this afternoon with the final signing of Mark Washington to come on as their linebackers coach. I believe, was Mark Washington not part of the team? I know he won the 2011. He was on the team in 2011 when they won. But he was he not on in 2006 when we won a cup as a player? I have to go back and look at that one. I believe it was 06 and 11.
Was he on I don't know if he was on the team in 06.
I think he was. So we have, as you can see on the screen there, Mark Benevides coming on as a defensive coordinator. Of course, you have Buck Pierce still as our head coach. You have Paul Charbonneau as our offensive line coach and run game coordinator. Then you have Randy Melvin. He doesn't he look mean? Like he looks like he could control a big defensive lineman. They would be terrified of him.
So no, he looks like the stereotypical coach in a movie who seems like a hard ass, but by the end of the movie, you're like, oh, he's just a huggable little bear.
Yes, but he could scare the crap out of you.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And then you have Christian Matte as a running backs and assistant offensive line coach.
Sorry to interrupt. Is that how you think you say his last name?
Matte, I would think so. Is it Matt?
Isn't that just Matt?
I think it's Matte.
There's no little fancy party hat on his name, so I think it's just Matt.
I think it's Matte.
All right, continue. That's the only thing that got me on that one.
And then we got our special teams coordinator, Corey McDermott.
I think take your word on that one.
And then you have Kevin Borgen as a receivers coach and pass game coordinator. So it's interesting to see you have the offensive line coach and the run game coordinator. Nope, the one up top there. Paul Charbonneau, run game coordinator. And then you've got the receivers coach and pass game coordinator. Kind of fitting there. Don't you think?
Yeah, I would think it would be, most people would assume that your run game coordinator would be your running backs coach.
You would think, but hey,
I actually think your offensive line has more to do with your run game than just the running backs.
Yes, of course.
Right? Your blocking schemes, how to react to different things.
For sure.
Right? So I think that makes sense.
And then you've got Mr. Ryan Phillips, BC line great, secondary coach and passing game coordinator. So you got the pass game coordinator and you got a passing game coordinator. One's defense and one's offense.
Yeah.
Then you got Derek Oswalt as your assistant receivers coach. And you've got Mark Washington as your linebackers coach. Now, what's interesting is if you go to the BC Lions, let me just, I want to show you get the head coach up on the screen. His
Buck Pierce.
And
his title?
And his titles. Because not only is he the head coach, but he's also has a whole list of other things he does. So there's Buck, he'll never leave Winnipeg. He's the head coach. He's the offensive coordinator, and he's a quarterback's coach. Now, if you went to the NFL and you look at any NFL team, very rare would you see any coach having more than one job. Matter of fact, you would see a coach like the offensive coordinator, and then you'd see the assistant offensive coordinator, and then you would see the assistant's assistant, and they would have a whole crew underneath them to help. Do we have video coaches and whatnot? Of course we do. They're not listed here. But it amazes me that a head coach, offensive coordinator, and a quarterback's coach. It's not just the Lions, folks. This is our beloved league. And they're stupid, dumbass, what do they call it? An admin cap.
Admin salary cap, yeah. So now, and this is just off the top of my head. Is it not common for a lot of head coaches to be offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators in the NFL?
No, not in the NFL. No.
I know you did research into this today, so that's why.
Very, very, very rare. They're the head coaches. Do they probably have a lot of say into the offensive and defensive coordinator? Of course they do. But
of course, they're the head coach. They should.
Right?
They're the name that goes with the wins and the losses.
There's a big difference. We can't compare it. I mean, that's why you get a lot of head coaches that are GMs, because they have to be. You look in Calgary, Dickinson's GM and head coach and offensive coordinator and quarterback's coach. How do you do all that? Like, you're not sleeping during the season.
Well, I mean, quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator really go hand in hand.
Until you break the game down on a macro level like the NFL does, you would be correct. But when you break it down on a macro level, it shouldn't. You shouldn't be hamstrung to elevate the quality of play if there wasn't a cap. Q-Man 604 says Buck would be offensive coach and coach even if there wasn't an ops cap. I don't believe that. And you can't just make shit up and say, oh, this would be, because maybe not. Maybe if we had a ex-quarterback, I know Buck Pierce is an ex-quarterback, but maybe if we had I don't know, Flutie would come in. I'm just throwing names out there because you are. And we could have Flutie come in and be the quarterback coach. We'll pay him $1 million. You'd do it.
I just don't think there's. I know the admin cap was implemented in trying to create fairness across the league, which I understand. I understand to a degree. It's clearly failed. Like there's no one. Failed. There's not one single team or commissioner that can point to it and say this is a good thing. Right? Like it's a cost-saving mechanism for poorer franchises who don't want to save the money. And unfortunately, there are a handful of organizations in the CFL that the CFL is the charity case that they keep around because the league needs them too.
And that is slowly changing. When you get people like Omar Doman, you get people like the guy out in Montreal, the new owner in Edmonton.
Well,
yeah,
the former owner in Edmonton,
late owner. I believe you'll find that Edmonton, there's going to be somebody step up and take that position. But anyways, you get that type of owner where it's not Calgary Sports and Entertainment Center. It's not Q-Man's driving me crazy. Q-Man. Buck operates that way because he has to. He has never operated under anything but the cap. So you can't make statements like that. Holy. Get your... This is the kind of comments that this is why the CFL will continue having this operations cap, is because people are like, oh, it's not going to change anything. Talk to the people that actually play the game. I have. It would change things. They get more and more and better coaching. They become better players. You get a good coach, you get better players. It's a fact.
But it's not even like if Amar Doman could hire more coaches, he would.
He would. 100%.
I mean, he's found every loophole he can to work around the player's salary cap.
He doesn't care about the salaries. He doesn't care. He just goes over.
Well, because what's the punishment in the CFL? What's your punishment? You're going to take away a draft pick we'll never see?
Yeah, right.
Like in all honesty,
anything in the CFL.
In all honesty, you're better to say, hey, we're going to pay these players really well, because when the free agent market opens, and you've got a premier free agent who says, I can go somewhere where they're willing to offer me they're going to offer me $70,000, or I'm going to go somewhere that's offering me $120,000. But I have to sign a separate contract stating that it's going to 50,000 of it is going to be for marketing purposes. Well, that seems above board to me. I'll go do marketing.
Or they're going to pay me 70 and they're going to guarantee I'm going to get endorsement contracts.
Yeah. It's the NCAA situation until a couple years ago when they brought in the NIL deals.
Yeah, same thing.
It was never on paper, but you'd get deals where players would be given cars and this from people in the community.
Right. Same thing.
Like, why you're making your league look amateurish and foolish doing it that way.
I think one of the biggest things, besides a few of these rule changes, that is wrong with the CFL Yes, I handed that to you on a silver frickin' platter.
You did, because I was getting ready to wrap up the show. The CFL Combine was this weekend. It was the first chance. No, last weekend. 2 weekends ago.
3 weekends ago. The 27th.
2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weekends ago. Yeah. Okay, 2 weekends ago. Don't confuse me. We haven't been on the air since, so that's why it was last week in my brain. The CFL has been playing around with different ways of or been talking about different ways of doing the 3-minute warning with the new 35-second play clock.
Right.
The rules they used for the scrimmages at the combine were 2-minute warning in the first half and 2-minute warning in the second half. Both had stop clock. What that means is you go back to how we know the clock to work in the CFL.
Say that again. Sorry.
The new rule, 35, as soon as the play's dead, 35-second play clock starts.
Right.
Including the referee placing the ball, chains moving, everything like that.
Yes.
As soon as you get to your 2 minutes at the end of the first half and second half, it's the exact same as it was last year.
Is it still a 35-second clock?
No. It goes back to the 20-second clock.
Okay.
That doesn't start until the ball is set, everything's ready to go, and it'll be on a hold or a go depending on the previous play.
This is good. I like this. This is what I wanted to happen.
In saying that, they have not committed to doing that for the regular season. I want to be clear. They were testing this out to see how officials would handle it.
Well, how would you not handle it? You've done it for 100+ years.
Not the stripes, but the clock operators.
Basically, 2 systems to run.
How much of a delay is it going to be changing your play clock from a 35-second play clock to a 20-second play clock?
A commercial break. Come on. It's like having one screen up, just like you did, and pulling a screen up to another screen. It can't be that hard.
As someone who's worked with these stupid clocks before, you hit one wrong button, everything shuts down. And I know these guys are paid professionals to do it, so I'm going to give them some credit. But I'm not going to give them a lot because it's technology, and most people doing this are just as old as you.
You're such a jerk. I can't see it being that hard. I really can't.
To me, that would be the only issue, is how long would take the process of changing the play clock from a 35 to 20-second play clock.
Yeah.
Or 35 to 20 seconds. As long as you can do it in that, because you get the 2-minute warning, that's when you swap it, right? You get a commercial break.
Yeah.
Again, I don't see why that would be a problem, but that's.
I mean, in my simpleton head, it's like you pull up a different screen. It's not hard. Like, come on.
But it's not, because they're all those Tektronix clocks that are all synced to one machine, and they're not computers based. They're all this.
There's got to be a way you can set the timer to 20. Like, it can't be hard.
Look, I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. I'm not saying I'm just saying.
This program until the 2-minute mark, then you flip over to this can't be hard.
You know what? I think you just volunteered. If the CFL has any issues, call the old man. Hit us up on our Twitter, CFL. You know us. Hit us up on Twitter. The old man has guaranteed he'll fly out at his expense to fix the clocks.
I will run your clocks in the last 2 minutes.
No, we don't want that. We want a system that you said it's easy. Once you get to 2 minutes, it's 20 seconds.
Can't be hard.
Anything else from you before we let everyone go this week?
No.
We've gone way over time. We've lost a little bit.
But like, seriously, how did we go an hour and 15 minutes talking about the teams that we're covering when one league's not even playing yet, and our team sucks?
Oh, because the team that sucks has a lot of negative news and shit just happening around them.
At least they're entertaining.
Plus, also, the overage time is really just our PWHL conversation.
And that soccer crap.
I feel like you're in the minority in the rest of the world to say it's crap, but you do you. Let's grow the let's grow the podcast. Let's grow the podcast.
I'm gonna break my ankle jumping off the bandwagon and on the bandwagon for Canada. Oh, the big
Didn't you already break your ankle?
Have a big ankle come June. I'm just saying.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys here next Wednesday, I think. I don't think there's any issues with next Wednesday. Keep an eye on keep an eye on social media in case we need to change things. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Mwah. Goodbye. Peace.